player in the ballgame right now on the glass, and he's keeping McMaster within striking distance.
And the crowd begins to rise up now. Bongo over top. Rolls around and won't go. Bella the rebound, and Bella puts it back.
Bongo to Bella is a great 1-2 punch for X. Richard Bella with that great wingspan reaches up, and he's just too much to handle inside all afternoon.
X has 62. Bella has 30 of them. Howard wide open, but it won't go, and here comes Palmer. Waits.
They just don't have the legs, Gord, to shoot the outside shot. They've worked so hard in the tournament to get here to their first national final, but the legs aren't there for the shooters right now.
Bella, Hurdle.
Now here's that patience. They're spending a little time with the ball. They're going to be patient. They'd like to get a good quality shot inside if possible.
Lee will take it. Yes! Huge!
And that's confidence. A three-point shot by the senior guard leadership. The defense collapsed. Brian Lee focused and drains the three. Big shot.
Lead is 10. Inside for Vanderpool. Back out to Howard. Three. Won't go. Foul inside. And I think it's on Francis. His fourth. And now a substitution by McMaster. Lance Postma comes in. Vanderpool is going to take a seat with 3:32 to play. And Hurdle goes to the line. 74% free throw shooting.
St. FX has played a masterful game defensively. They really collapsed well in the passing lanes so that they took Vanderpool out of the game. McMaster's shooters just did not respond.
Hurdle misses the second. Under 3.5 to play now. 11-point lead for X. Laidman. And the foul is on Bongo. His fourth.
Right here, Laidman penetrating, down on the baseline, bump from the side, draws a defensive foul.
Laidman, a 77.7% free throw shooter, among the best on this team.
You know, Gord, you can almost sense the air coming out of McMaster's balloon, and the crowd is starting to get ready. They know that they're coming down a home stretch here, and St. FX is very, very close to putting a seal on this first national championship in the school's history.
And Vanderpool comes back in for Postma. He'll play the remaining 3:17, but remember, he's got 4 fouls.
Well, that's a great move by Joe Rasso. Not only does he need the performance of Jack Vanderpool, but the last place Jack would like to finish his season is on the Pines in foul trouble or not, so he's going to come in and give just full effort down the stretch here.
Laidman makes them both, and timeout is called. The lead is down to 9. We've got 3:17 to play. And we'll return for a fantastic finish to the Metro Center in Halifax in just a moment. Both huddles were down now to 3:17 to play.
And what a great matchup between two great players, Bella and Vanderpool, in the afternoon. On the rebounds in the middle column, both players very close, 16 for Bella and 18 for Jack. But Richard Bella, just an offensive force, dominated the game with 30 points. Jack Vanderpool, 17.
And here's how it looks as we come down the stretch. Both teams have 18 fouls. That means they'll shoot 1-and-1s on the 9th, then it's 2 shots on the 10th. X has 4 timeouts remaining. Mac has but 1. And the Marauders have the possession arrow. The 1 timeout could be a key factor. Let's go to Jamie.
Thanks, Gord. Joe Rasso was telling his team, listen, we're staying with what we've been doing all game long. Let's not panic. It was very businesslike at the bench. They still feel that they can win this basketball game, so they're just going about their business. Gord?
Not since 1979 has a team from the AUAA won the CIU title. Teams from the OUAA West have won the last 2, gunning for 3 this year. 3:09 away. And a 9-point lead. Every possession now critical. Lee to Bella. Ten seconds on the shot clock. Hurdle on the drive to Bella. And Bella well short. Francis comes up.
Well, St. X accomplished what they wanted in that offensive series. They wanted to chew some seconds off the time clock, and they certainly did that. They moved the ball very well, getting it inside twice to Bella. He kicked it back out and then in for the final third time.
Downers open. There he is. Puts it up for three. Won't go. And Jason Hurdle comes down with the rebound. The inability to shoot the three has been the difference.
Now, the time clock is McMaster's enemy here. They've got to do something to stop the clock. They've got to bring the defensive pressure up, get the defense out in the passing lane. They can't afford to let St. X spend time with the basketball.
Lee. 10 on the shot clock. Puts it up again. Yes! Second clutch three.
Great shot by Brian Lee at the right moment.
And the lead is 12. Francis underneath throws it down. Is there enough? 1:40 left. When do you start fouling, Brian?
Well, you got to stop the clock right now. I mean, if you lose seconds right here, it's impossible. And St. X has not been good on the foul line all afternoon.
Bella around Francis, and Francis got a piece. Bella wanted the foul, but didn't get the call. The lead is 9, 1:24 to play. Howard in the paint for Vanderpool. Yes! And the lead is down to 7.
Right
and
here.
Vanderpool quieted the crowd.
Right here, they got to stop the clock. They can't afford not to get a hand on the basketball. St. X cannot kick off 15, 20 seconds. You got to stop the clock right here. The defense has got to come out.
1 minute. X has been miserable all day from the free throw line. Lee driving on Howard. Bullet to Bella. Vanderpool gets a piece. And if that's the foul, that's it. Jack Vanderpool's CIU career will come to an end. He'll watch from the bench in his last game.
Now look right here. Bella gets his hand on the ball. Jack goes up, and he gets him on the forearms. And one of the great careers in CIU basketball history comes to an end.
McMaster did foul, but it was the wrong guy. After too much time, it expired. 49 seconds to play, a 7-point lead. It's about 2 hours down the highway from here, but down there you'll hear the roar when this game ends if St. Francis Xavier can hang on. 50% from the line, and Mac chooses not to foul.
Now, St. X is a better foul shooting team than 50%. Maybe the law of averages will swing their way here at the end of the game, but if they miss, Mac needs 3 possessions in order to get back in the ballgame.
Bella misses. 2 for 10.
That was a big one because now McMaster needs a 3-point field goal and 2 2-point field goals.
He makes the second, though. 45 to go. They need shots and quickly. Laidman, yes, 3. Oh my, Laidman hits and Mac calls timeout. That's gigantic. Now, if Mac took the timeout, there's some question about who called timeout first. It had to be X, did it not?
I think so, because I don't think McMaster had a timeout left there, but when the clock stopped, that was the best thing that could have happened to McMaster. 69-64, so now it's a 5-point game. McMaster needs 2 possessions in order to tie this basketball game or win it. If they have 2 possessions and make 2 3-point plays, they can score 6 points or score 70-69 if X doesn't score. but a 2-point shot and a 3-point shot ties the ball game and puts it into overtime. So this is an important possession for St. FX. They've got to maintain control of the ball.
Do you foul immediately?
When we get it up into the half quarters and you can lead up to that, you must attack. You must attack the basket. If you don't have it, baby, call the timeout. Yes. If you can't get it in, call the timeout. No more. Listen, if we don't give up threes, they use free possession. So no free. Okay, cut over. Let's go.
Okay, 3 possessions to win. What I would do here is I would pressure the backcourt. Get the ball out of Brian Lee's hands.
No timeouts remaining for McMaster. They do have the possession arrow.
You want to put the ball in the ex-big man's hands and then foul them because they haven't shot well at the foul line during the day.
And they foul immediately Pacini. Oh, they called it on Zauner. His second. 38 seconds to go.
Best thing that could have happened to St. FX is put Brian Lee, mentally tough player, excellent foul shooter, on the line. So X has to be happy with that. McMaster needed to deny Lee the ball, get it into someone else's hands, and foul them. So right now, I'd say X in control.
He's an 82% free throw shooter from the regular season. First free throw of the game. Missed. Here we go. And the crowd just gasped in horror.
Big shot here. It means 2 3-point plays. If he makes this, he tie the game.
And he makes it. Here we go. They wanted to travel, but they don't get it. Zauner won't shoot from there, but he'll shoot from here. Rattles around, Bello with the rebound. And they foul instantly. Zauner again. His third.
He stopped the clock immediately.
Bello will go to the line.
Well, that's the Mats advantage now. Now they got the ball in the hands of the player who they'd like to have it on the foul line. They didn't want Bello to have it all afternoon in the low post, but at the foul line, they'd take their chances.
Check that, he's 3 for 11. Oof. Doesn't matter now. That was enormous. 7 points means 3 possessions.
I'd say Richard Bella is focused, and the law of averages probably swinging his way.
Missed the second. 25 seconds to go. Back outside for the 3. Francis. Laidman. Won't go. Sontrop has to kick it back outside. Laidman might have been hacked from behind.
Merrick Palmer knocked the ball away.
And 10 seconds to play. The crowd is gathering around the court. They'll explode when the game ends. 7-point lead. 10 seconds to play. Francis with the 5th foul is out.
Steve Konchowski had this experience as a player in 1965. He was the most valuable player when he played at Acadia in this tournament. The crowd is going to pour onto the court. The W.P. McGee Trophy, emblematic of basketball supremacy in Canada, has Steve's name on it, but never St. FX's. It's going to lead them to their first national championship in history.
He was your teammate in 1965 at Acadia, and perhaps you know as well as anyone what this would mean to the man they used to call Super K.
Well, absolutely. He led the team to victory then. He had 41 points in the preliminary game, 28 points in an overtime win for the national championship, and has devoted his coaching career to experience this moment here this afternoon.
He, in all likelihood, knows the first names of more than half the crowd here tonight. This arena is pulling for the team, but more importantly for the man.
Well, there's a lot of emotion here. Steve's coached 18 years. He has over 350 victories. He was 16 years as an assistant with Jack Donahue, participated in 4 Olympic Games, but this, his first national championship as a head coach.
They've still got some work to do, but you wonder what Steve Konchowski is thinking right now. He makes the second. 8-point lead. 10 to play. And the pass is thrown away. They'll have to foul quickly. champion. And he's standing by with Jamie Bowen.
George, Steve Konchalski along with his son Chris, your national champions. I don't know how you can contain the emotion.
Well, it'll probably hit me next week sometime, but I think if you're gonna win something like this, you have to keep your composure, and that's the only way you can get your team to do the same thing.
It's taken you 18 long years. Is it worth the wait?
I think so, yes.
Now, you won a national championship as a player back in 1965. Now as a coach, your first one as head coach. What's sweeter?
Oh, they were both great. You can ask Brian Haney, because he did the same thing. He won it as a player, as a teammate of mine, and he won it several times as a coach. And I can't say they were both terrific,
I know this week we were talking about the late Father George Kehoe and what an inspiration he was to you. And he was tragically killed in a car accident a year ago. It's too bad he wasn't here to share these experiences.
Well, he's here in my heart. And this one is for him and for Ernie Fauché, who also contributed a tremendous amount to our program.
Okay, let's talk about the game. Richard Bella this week was saying, I've got something to prove. He certainly did it.
Well, he's a great player, and they just couldn't stop him today.
Where do you go from here? Do you have most of your team back for next year? Can you do it 2 years in a row?
Well, I wouldn't even want to think about that now. I'm just going to enjoy every second of this one.
Okay, now what do you think they're doing back in Antigonish right now?
Oh, they're probably celebrating Antigonish style.
I think you could probably run for mayor and win.
Well, I'm just happy to be able to do something positive for the university.
All right, congratulations, Steve Konchalski, national champions, 1993. Gord, you can mark an X in the record book.
Thanks very much, Jamie. They're trying to clear the floor for the trophy presentation. The whole community, in fact, a whole region of the country cheering for Steve Konchalski. Everywhere he went this week, people were shaking his hand and wishing him luck. And I know it meant a lot for him, for his old mentor Jack Donahue to come up from Florida to see this. He was an assistant to Jack for 16 years with the national team, and now the spotlight shines squarely on him and his team.
And the issue of winning it as a player and then as a coach, I think I can build on that, and I think I'm correct in speaking on behalf of Steve. The real special moment as a coach, once you've won it as a player, is he can now give that feeling to all the kids that have committed themselves to his program, and he knows what they're feeling because he remembers that as a player, and he wanted to give that feeling to them. This will last a lifetime in the memories of these players.
The first championship for an AUAA school since St. Mary's in 1979.
Mark Corrigan, an outstanding player of X, made big contributions all year long for the X-Men. A great young player, only a sophomore. He'll have a chance to earn his way back here again in the future.
And here's the presentation of the trophy.
First from the McMaster Marauders with
The Outstanding Player Awards.
Number 42,
Sean Francis for McMaster.
Outstanding tournament, Sean. He worked hard. He established himself as a bona fide player in the CIAU.
And they're laying out the X.
From the St. Francis Xavier X-Men, 32 points, number 33, Richard Bella.
Richard Bella almost shot his number. 32 points for number 33.
Well, Steve Konchalski couldn't have scripted it any better. They wanted to get the ball in Bella's hands and have Bella deliver, and he did that and more in the championship ballgame.
The African Express, they call him. He was that and more today. And now the trophy, the W.P. McGee Trophy. Your name's on there 4 times, Brian. Must feel special.
Well, it does, but I'm pleased. I'm pleased for everyone who wins it because I know that feeling. But I'm particularly pleased to see Steve's name back on it. We've said before, he's worked so many years, but he's going to really enjoy having his name encrusted in there along with his team members as a winning coach of the CIU National Championship in 1993.
2 Cinderella teams, really, when you look at it. Neither really expected to be here. McMaster finished first in its division under Joe Rasso, but had to count on a wild card entry.
Well, Joe did a great job, and as he mentioned during the telecast, he has an opportunity to be back here, and with his ability and the great program at MAC, no doubt he will be back here again in the future.
And for St. Francis Xavier, it was a 4th place finish in the AUAA, a heart-stopping semifinal win in the divisional playoffs against Cape Breton, then a big victory here at the Metro Center against the host team St. Mary's, and now a national championship.
There was so much parity across the country this year in university basketball that the team that came together at the end of the season had a chance to win this.
And Mr. Mark Lowry, the Executive Vice President of the CIAU, to present the W.P. McGee Trophy, emblematic of National Basketball Championship. Would the captains from the St. Francis Xavier X-Men come forward?
That may be a problem.
I think there'd be quite a few people out there that would like to go up and take it off their hands.
The captains are being carried around the floor at this moment. Man on the left is Mark Lowry, the Executive Vice President of the CIAU.
Mr. Buchanan and Mr. Lowry will also present the CIAU banner, which will be displayed in the home gym of the St. Francis Xavier X-Men.
For the first time, it'll go to Antigonish. And they'll take very good care of it.
You get a guy like Richard Bella hoisting that trophy over his head. It's 8 feet up in the air.
Please clear the floor.
72-64, the final score in favor of St. Francis Xavier X-Men, the CIAU men's basketball champions for 1993 and for the first time in the school's history. We'll be back. Winding down, McMaster coming back, but Brian Lee coolly stepped up and hit 2 3-pointers. This the second, iced the game for St. Francis Xavier and brought the national championship to Antigonish. A cash donation will be made to the Coaching Association of Canada for the training and development of Canadian coaches in amateur sport on behalf of TSN and Interstate Batteries. First in automotive batteries, first in the 1993 Daytona 500 Interstate Battery. Richard Bella had the big afternoon for St. Francis Xavier. He's with Jamie Bone.
Thank you very much, Gord. It was a Richard Bella fan club here just a second ago. Richard, coming into today's tournament, I know on Friday you felt that you didn't play all that well in that game. You got in foul trouble early. You stayed out of foul trouble today. You could dominate. Did you have something to prove coming into this game?
Well, this is my game, you know. The coach asked me to stay out to travel, so, you know, to keep everything under control. And I did a good job in the defense and the offense, you know. This is my job as a leadership to get the team going. I have to score, I have to block shots, I have to go for the defense, offense, rhythm.
Now the game plan was to get the ball to you inside today. It seemed to work. Did you have any problems with Jack Vanderpool?
I don't have any problem with the big man, you know. I feel so good inside. Every time they give me the ball, I just deliver, you know. So I didn't have the problem with the big man inside.
Now you played in the Olympics, the Central African Republic in '88. How does this compare? It's hard to hear. How does this compare with playing in the Olympics with the Central African Republic in 1988?
Well, you know, Olympics is different than the CIAU, you know. We have a good players in my team, but here it's a lot of excitement, you know.
What will you do next year, Richard?
Well, I don't know yet. I might come back or go somewhere and play professional basketball.
All right, congratulations to Richard Bella.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jamie. 32 points for the big man. Did he deliver in a big way or what? We talked at the start of the show about the matchup between Jack Vanderpool and Richard Bella. Here's how they wound up. 13 more points for Bella, 1 more rebound for Vanderpool, and Vanderpool fouled out late in the game, but Bella's ability to click right from the start of the game, Brian, really seemed to be a difference.
Well, it had the big impact on the game, and you know, Richard Bella did get in foul trouble in the first game of the tournament and only played 19 minutes. He had the legs today. Jack Vanderpool was definitely fatigued.
You know, when you talk about a player having something to prove like that, how important is the quick start?
Well, the quick start's enormous, especially when you've got an opportunity to have the home crowd behind you. So Richard Bella got the team off quickly. The crowd was in the game. They maintained momentum. And then St. FX had the patience and the discipline to wait for him and go to him. And they did that consistently in the second half, and the result was the national championship.
We should really pay tribute to Blair White from St. Francis Xavier. Didn't talk a lot about him, but man, did he have a game and a half in him.
Well, he really did. He came mentally tough, prepared to play. He spelled both Bongo and Bella occasionally during the game, but he banged the backboards, and he was a real force. He created some turnovers. He blocked a couple of shots. He did a great job.
Just a statement for AUAA basketball, winning after 14 years?
Well, I don't know that the AUAA needs a statement. It's always been one of the greatest leagues in the country, but certainly for the tournament organizers in this area of the country that have done so much for CIAU basketball, it probably is a sweet victory to have a local team hold the trophy at least for a year.
Let's go to Jamie Bowen, who's standing by with the man who hit the 2 clutch threes, Brian Lee.
All right, thank you very much, Gord. I am with Brian Lee, and he is something very special in his hand that I know he said he wanted to unfold in front of the cameras. And of course, it's the CIAU Championship, National Championship banner. There we go. All right, Brian. With about 3 minutes left to go in the game, you guys were only up by about 5 or 6 points. You hit a key three-point shot that seemed to really break it wide open, and you guys held on to the lead. How important was that at that time of the ball game?
It was an important shot, and I knew I had to step up at that point. We got Richard Bella, and Richard Bella, I think, is the best ball player in Canada, and he came to play today. And they were double teaming him a lot, so it was easier for me to get my shot out. They would double team him, and then he'd kick it back out to me. And at that point in the game, I said it's my time to step up, and it happened.
Now, an interesting story. You're from the Ottawa area. You almost went to the University of Ottawa, but you ended up here at the St. FX campus. Probably a decision that you don't regret.
I don't regret it at all. I mean, the experience I'm having right now at St. FX is the best ever. I mean, look at the crowd. We're from Antigonish, Nova Scotia, and we have so many people here supporting us. Basketball here, out here in the Atlantic provinces are great.
Now, the game plan coming into today's game. The game plan coming into today's game was obviously to get the ball inside to Richard Bella and let him kind of dictate it. But when you needed the perimeter shots, they were there, and you people were taking them.
Yes, we were. Now, Jack Vanderpool is a great player, and he's an all-Canadian, well-deserving. But Richard Bella showed what he can do today, regardless of getting any kind of awards. And I'm sure Richard feels much happier getting this award.
Okay, now the big pressure question. Can you repeat?
Can we repeat? We got everybody back next year, and that's kind of a tough question. But right now, I like to relish this victory because it's the best feeling ever, and we'll take care of it next year when it comes up.
All right, relish it and enjoy it.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Brian Lee, national champion.
How you doing, Thomas? Diane?
Steve Konchalski celebrating with the X sign, and his best friend Jack Donahue has made his way to center court, and I know he's congratulated Steve. And Steve Konchalski, after so many years, if you weren't here, it's hard to convey the feeling that this